This is WWE superstar Drew McIntyre, and you're listening to the WWE Podcast.
The champ is
the one that everybody wants, me.
It's going to WrestleMania. Claymore! Austin 316 says I just whipped your ass.
This is my iron. You're going to acknowledge me.
What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of the SmackDown Review. Of course, I am one of your hosts, John Carrasco. I know it's been a while, but man, I'm back in the seat. I had to take over from Mike. I believe he went to a Boston Celtics game, so yeah, definitely want to give him some shout outs and everything like that. But yeah, I'm here to knock this one out for y'all again. I know we got an interesting match or show coming up, I guess you could say, that I'm about to break down and everything, so definitely looking forward to it. And yeah, it's got the little jitters and stuff. It's been a while. But yeah, definitely going to try and knock this out as best as I can. Man, yeah, it's just been a while. I mean, like I said, I've been keeping up with Discord and everything like that. And of course, me and Mike, we did go to the Raw. That was in OKC. And man, that was definitely a good experience. Had good seats, everything like that. I'm pretty sure he explained it to you and everything. But yeah, man, it was definitely something worth going to. And I was actually pretty surprised. I was the one that actually kind of, got the seats for us and everything like that. So for everything to kind of line up how it did, like the trip was smooth. The show was fantastic. Being right there in the aisle, seeing Ricochet go against Shinsuke Nakamura, man, that was definitely some good seats. We were definitely like 1, 2, 3, third and fourth seat away from the aisle. So yeah, it was definitely something to pay attention to, I guess you could say. But other than that, man, I mean, trying to keep up with it and everything, of course. I wouldn't say that there's many gaps or anything, but yeah, definitely keeping up with Raw. Of course, keeping up with SmackDown and everything like that, coming up towards Crown Jewel. So yeah, we definitely got some stuff going into, but of course, we got another week. Definitely get some more hype going, some more storyline kind of build up and everything. So definitely looking forward to next week's shows. And of course, there was a double show, I believe, that was being recorded. Shout out to DJ Kuzmo. He's the one that put that in the Discord and everything. Of course, he keeps us updated with those little updates here and there. So that's a good thing. But other than that, man, yeah, let's go ahead and get this show on the road, I guess you could say. We do start out with Roman Reigns and, of course, Paul Heyman. Of course, Roman, he comes out. He does his little, I don't even know, it's probably about a good like 5 minutes compared to his like 15-minute entrance, because right whenever Roman's starting to lift up the belt, in a way, LA Knight's music hits, straight up interrupts, walks right past Roman. Paul doesn't even acknowledge him or anything like that. Of course, that's what was mentioned by Corey Graves, Kevin Patrick, that, LA Knight, he just didn't even care to look their way, give them any type of attention or anything like that. Went straight to the ring, did his thing, got the pop. He's definitely doing his thing. You definitely see the emotions kind of getting to Roman. His music got cut off, definitely made him mad, I guess you could say. And this was definitely some good stuff right here. Of course, LA Knight, like I was saying, definitely goes right to the table, sits down. Of course, Paul Heyman, he kind of adjusts the chairs to where one chair is at the head of the table and the other one is off to the side. And LA Knight, being the little sneaky guy that he is, he slides into that head of the table chair. Roman gives him a little smirk, ask him what the heck he's doing, I guess you could say. And, man, it's just the way that he's approaching this whole little situation, trying to be like the confident person. Oh, yeah, like I've been here before, I've done this. And, yeah, man, it's just great stuff to see. You had to see this in person, actually. But, of course, they sat down together. Roman takes the little side seat. I figured he would at least move the chair to the other side of the table, so he'd be at the end of the table, I guess. And no, definitely didn't go that way. But LA Knight, like I said, he's ready to get things over with. He's ready to sign the paper. Of course, he does that real quick. Hands it over to Roman. Roman kind of gives him his little ones and twos, asking him, have you ever had a contract signing? Have you ever had an actual championship match? And we all know the question or the answer to that. And it's a no, LA Knight, he's a rising star, megastar. Sorry about that. Let me say that. And, man, the way that he's just moving into this position, of course, he's he's like the new guy to all this. So, I mean, I kind of understand the little jab that Roman's trying to throw there, and I'm pretty sure everybody else gets it. But, man, the way the crowd is reacting to all this, you know, the boos, the Roman scare chants, yeah, it's definitely some good stuff. But Nick Aldis, I mean, he's definitely new to me and everything. Of course, he was in ring kind of announcing everything from the get-go. Definitely takes his little step to the side after everything kind of gets handled, I guess, you know, given the fact that he's the one that has to see the contract being signed and stuff, you know. But other than that, I mean, both gentlemen, they do sign the contract, get it out the way. And you can definitely tell that LA Knight, you know, after the little trash talk that they're having, that it's definitely gotten, or he's actually pushed Roman a little too far, you know, because after a while, you know, Roman, he actually picks up a table, flips it over on top of LA Knight, and yeah, man, just some good stuff right here. Good interaction between the two superstars. And of course, Roman, he gets out of the ring, you know, brings out another table, sets it up and everything. And we already know what this kind of leading to. At least somebody's going through that table, right? And didn't expect this, but here comes Jimmy, you know, looking all good in his little red on red, you know, shoes and everything like that. So it's pretty good. Like the little switch up that he's having. But other than that, you guessed it. I mean, Jimmy, he does end up taking that table shot, you know, going right through it. It looks kind of bad, kind of lands on his head in a way. But other than that, man, LA Knight, he's getting his momentum rolling, you know, trying to get the crowd pumped. Of course, they're behind him in this whole situation. So he's definitely doing what he has to do. But, man, this was some good stuff. I definitely am impressed. I am ready to see, like, the following show to kind of see the follow-up to all this. But other than that, I think LA Knight, he's definitely in a good position. He's definitely, like, taking advantage of what's being given to him, I guess you could say. And, yeah, he's definitely rolling with the punches and everything. His communication on the mic, of course, phenomenal. I feel like he's actually getting the upper hand on Roman in this situation. And, yeah, I mean, like I said, the Roman scare chance is kind of giving me, like, the actual feels, you know. I mean, you can see it in his face and everything that he's bothered by it. But other than that, I mean, Roman's been here. He's done this before. And we can all kind of guess how it's going to go. But then again, LA Knight, man, he's definitely rising. And like you said, that this is his year. In 1 year, he's accomplished so much, I guess you could say, coming from the Maximum Male Models to his own little solo gig and everything. So, yeah, definitely a good improvement on his part. And like I said, definitely ready to see what happens from here on out. So, yeah, definitely some good stuff in this little segment right here. But we are going to go ahead and transition into the next part, which is LWO versus Street Profits. You know, we get Santos Escobar teaming up with Carlito. Definitely good to see him back in the ring and everything like that. But, of course, Street Profits, they're the team to kind of look out for right here in this situation because they got a new theme, music, and everything like that. And it sounds pretty good. It definitely feels like their whole vibe is starting to change. Of course, they're accompanied by Bobby Lashley comes out, introduces them. And, you know, no more solo cups, you know, definitely a change right there for sure. That's definitely something that I was kind of expecting still. But the outfits, man, I wasn't too much of a fan, you know, just because, like, the little sparkles that they had in them, I felt like it was a little bit too blingy, in my opinion. But other than that, I do feel like Angelo Dawkins, I mean, I've said this multiple times, he's definitely improving. His selling, his moves and everything like that definitely look a lot more fluid and stuff. So, yeah, I'm definitely impressed on there and definitely feel like it's getting better all around, I guess you could say, rather than just like one person getting better, the theme changing to kind of boost their morale and everything like that. So, yeah, definitely impressed over here. But this was a pretty good match right here. I didn't feel like it was something that we had to see, but then again, like we do get the build between both of these teams right here because LWO, I mean, it seems like whenever Santos Escobar does the LWO chants, there's a lot more people starting to follow along with it, and it's kind of good to see, I guess you could say. But definitely proud of the Street Profits here. I mean, they're, like I said, rolling with momentum, definitely trying to keep up with this new gig that they got going on. But there was a little distraction that kind of happened in the backstage between Logan Paul and Rey Mysterio. It looked like Rey was on the phone. Then just out of nowhere, Logan Paul comes with that right hook, or I call it a sucker punch at this point, just because he hit him from behind. It wasn't expected. And he kind of gives him all it takes is just this one hit. Oh man, Logan, get something else, bro. I mean, definitely not hating or anything like that, but I mean, you're a good superstar. You're a good WWE superstar. You can definitely kind of move away from just being that one hitter quitter type person. I mean, you're out here flying around. You're kind of in that same little realm as Rey Mysterio, being the high flyer, kind of acrobatic in a way, definitely being matched up with like Ricochet before. So definitely knows how to like maneuver in the air and everything. So like I was saying, just that one hitter quitter type punch thing is kind of getting dragged for me. I mean, I understand strong guy and everything like that, and of course what he does outside of the WWE. But then again, I mean, like I was saying, you're definitely a good athlete for this sport. I mean, there's more than just that one punch that you can do, I feel like. And yeah, I'd say just stop dragging it as much. But other than that, man, this is some good stuff. Of course, Carlito, he's get sent to kind of go help Rey Mysterio on the way. But of course, there's nothing that kind of happens from it other than just a numbers game in the ring, being Street Profits versus just Santos Escobar at this point, So they definitely take advantage of that. End up hitting Santos Escobar with the revelation to get the win, the 1, 2, 3, and that's how that kind of ends right there. But other than that, like I said, this little role that they got going on, definitely a plus in my book, so definitely something to keep looking forward to. But this next part, man, definitely some funny stuff. I felt like it was a little bit of comedic in a way, and I wouldn't say too much Jimmy, but then again, I mean, there is interaction between Paul and Roman, just sitting backstage where Paul's holding a Green Bay Packers custom WWE title belt in a way, definitely has like the Packers helmet on the front of it. And he basically just tells Roman that he's going to go give this to LA Knight since this is going to be the only title that either him or the Green Bay Packers are going to be winning this year. So that was definitely like a little jab right there, and I was definitely sitting back laughing in my seat at that point. But of course, Jimmy comes in. He kind of just throws himself on the couch that they're sitting next to, and just holding his ribs, saying, he just came back from the trainer's room, and that I guess you could say that he was on IR, kind of just joking around because Roman said that they need to handle the LA Knight situation, and he kind of looks at him. He was like, "Oh no, I can't. I'm on IR," And then Roman's like, "What?" I was like, "Oh no, I can't handle this. I'm good." Yeah. So basically, I mean, just a little funny interaction right there. Jimmy, I feel like he's definitely like being a little bit more himself, personality wise and everything like that, bringing some giggles to the whole situation. But yeah, the match does end up getting set up here between LA Knight versus Jimmy. Roman wants him to kind of be beaten up before the whole situation comes down at Crown Jewel, trying to use the tactics that they normally do bloodline-wise. But this was definitely some good stuff for me. Like I said, had me laughing in my seat. But next up, we do get another backstage segment. Logan Paul, he's actually approached by Kathy Kelly. She asks him a question and kind of just like blows her off and everything like that. Kind of walks away, ends up meeting Kevin Owens down the hall, looks at his shirt, notices that he's wearing a Rey Mysterio shirt. He's like, "Nice shirt," just straight like that, kind of walks away. And the camera kind of turns, starts showing Kevin Owens a little bit more. And he's actually approached by Austin Theory and also Grayson Waller. And I don't know, man, this was actually pretty funny too. I mean, the way that Kevin was trying to just sell that he can actually punch both of them in the face with one swing. And he's just basically just telling them, or going back and forth saying, "Oh yeah, I could," saying that if y'all are lined up perfectly, I'd be able to do it. And, they kind of get separated because things are kind of getting heated with the argument. And it kind of just pans off from Kevin. He kind of gets out of the view and everything. And out of nowhere, man, just a nice little, I don't even know, hook, jab. But yeah, he ends up taking both of them out, ended up getting laid out on the floor, and he's just basically like, I told you I could do it. And yeah, man, good way to see Kevin interacting with like the superstars over here on SmackDown, kind of getting himself involved, trying to make some situations out of nothing, I guess you could say. And yeah, definitely good to see him on this side. But next up, we do get a women's match, Shotzi versus Chelsea Green. This kind of set up earlier from the night. Just a little backstage segment between Shotzi, Nick Aldis, and also Chelsea Green. Kind of have their words back and forth, I guess you could say. And of course, a match is granted, between them two. And of course, here we are. And this one, didn't really do too much for me. Kind of felt like it was like a mediocre match in a way. The moves sets that they were doing together kind of felt like it was a little slow, kind of getting the chemistry going, everything like that. I don't know, man. Chelsea, she's definitely a good champion to look at, I guess you could say. But whenever she transitioned into the ring, I kind of feel like it's a little bit, I'm too pretty for this in a way, not trying to get too, what'd you say, messed up, hit too much, or I guess, I don't know. But it's kind of hard just to follow her in a way. Like I said, whenever I saw her on that Raw that I was at, like I said, definitely something to look at. But other than that, whenever it comes to the ring, yeah, it's kind of tough for me to get with. But yeah, this match didn't really do nothing for me. Of course, good to see Shotzi. I don't even know, kind of tampering with what she got going on right now. The whole hair look and everything. Oh man, I definitely liked her with the longer hair. But of course, we got to kind of roll with what she got going right here at this point. And I can't really say that she's not on my high list, but then again, she's one of the superstars that I kind of look forward to watching whenever she does have matches, just because like her personality is definitely a lot different from a lot of people. So yeah, just trying to see what she got going from here on out. But other than that, like I said, mediocre match to me. Didn't feel like it really did too much. Hopefully they kind of keep some type of storyline going along with these two, but I don't know, man. Definitely a lot of stuff that's up in the air on the women's side, I guess you could say. But rolling into the next part, of course, we get John Cena, nice little pop for him. I don't know, though, man. Whenever he was coming out, music's kind of hitting. I feel like it was a little too quiet for a normal John Cena. Of course, the arena definitely sold out, for seats full and everything like that. Of course, whenever we get him, what do you expect? But the thing that kind of got me was like, it was just a little too quiet for a John Cena entrance. But as this man got into the ring, started doing his little walks back and forth, his little celebrations and everything like that, you can definitely tell that the crowd was behind him. And I don't know, it kind of felt like he kind of noticed it too at the beginning, because once he starts talking, he's basically just saying, this is a special night for him. But he does feel like he is going to lose the support and the respect from the WWE universe after the match that he's going to have at Crown Jewel. I'm kind of considering this as he's maybe talking up as a loss at this point. But then again, he knows deep down that Crown Jewel is a must win. He says it, Crown Jewel is a must win. I have to win this just to keep the support and respect from the WWE universe. And you can tell that he's trying to, show the sad side of him and everything like that. It seems like he's trying to at least get some type of tear to fall. Or as I noticed, I kind of felt like, but definitely didn't get one to come out. But you could definitely tell that he was in his feels about this whole situation. And I don't know, man. I definitely feel like whenever John Cena comes out, he makes the night, I guess. Well, I wouldn't say makes the night, but he definitely makes part of the night, because people are looking forward to him. He still has generations of people that cheer for him, from old to mid, I guess you could say, to young fans, So that's definitely a plus on his end, just because he still got the following of kids, I guess you could say. Definitely pop for him, see him holding his signs, wearing his gear and stuff like that. So I wouldn't say that the dude's falling off or anything like that, but from how he was just speaking, how he was delivering his speech, I don't know if he maybe he's noticing it, or I don't know, man. I'm kind of curious on why he actually said this, because I felt like the crowd was on the other side of that. They were definitely popping for him. Like I said, at the beginning, it was different. Like, the crowd didn't seem like they just jumped out their seats for him like they normally would. It just felt a little quiet to me. But once he got to talking, kind of like expressing himself, you could tell like the crowd is still there for him. They stood up for him, gave him a good round of applause and everything like that. But of course, that's not the easy route to go. You have to have some type of interruption. And of course, we get an interruption from Paul Heyman himself. Comes out, he's delivering his speech. My name is Paul Heyman, trying to get the crowd to rock with him. But of course, he's part of the bloodline, so he's getting like the boos, like the heat, I guess you could say, from this whole situation. But I mean, he does approach the ring with respect for John. Ask him if he can enter the ring before he just steps in it. I felt like that was a big respectful thing right there. And of course, just he begins to just give him his flowers, telling him that, you've been through this, you've been through that, you've bounced back. But whenever you meet Solo, and he kind of just looks at his thumb, like that Samoan spike thumb that Solo be rocking, man. I mean, he kind of just says, once he hits you with that, and his mouthpiece is what he's trying to talk about at this point, is because John Cena can go in and just give an excellent promo without much. It definitely doesn't seem like he has to like rehearse anything. Kind of seems like it's more just fluid, So like he was saying, or like I was saying, Paul, he's just basically telling him, once Solo hits him with that, I mean, he's going to take away that mouthpiece of yours. And what if the crowd isn't with you since you're not able to speak, And, you can kind of see that, oh, yeah, that's definitely affecting John in a way. And, oh, man, I mean, it's just kind of one of those just 1-2 punches in the words, just kind of puts you at silence and kind of makes you kind of start thinking, oh, maybe he's right. But then again, John Cena, I mean, he's not old or anything like that, but then he can still do what he has to do in the ring to keep the match alive, keep the whole situation, just going and everything like that. So it's good that he's able to do that. But once Paul Heyman started attacking him on that, I mean, it's kind of felt like, maybe he did get him in one of those points where maybe he's right, But then again, you're going against Solo. I mean, you definitely a threat, But then again, John Cena, I think he can probably pull this off. Like he said, this is a must-win for him. He has to win. So yeah, I definitely feel like he's actually at like a confident place in his or for his match, I guess you could say. But other than that, I mean, he does end up getting attacked from Solo from behind, ends up hitting him with one of those Samoans. Man, you can definitely tell the way he's just kind of holding his neck. Maybe this is something that he don't want to get himself into. But other than that, I mean, Solo coming out attacking, didn't really expect that. But I mean, what else? I mean, there has to be some type of little situation that happens to kind of make this thing juicy, and I get it, But other than that, Solo, kind of stands tall and everything like that. And man, I don't know, this is definitely going to be a good match, something that I'm looking forward to next week. Yeah, definitely one that I don't want to miss. Let me say that. But next up, I mean, we do get Cedric Alexander versus Dragon Lee. And man, I haven't seen Cedric in a while. I mean, definitely still kind of fresh to him and everything like that. I mean, of course, Hurt Business and everything. But Dragon Lee, definitely a person that I'm not used to. I mean, the match that these two had, though, the way they were kind of on sync with what they were doing, their kick-ups and everything. Yeah, definitely some good stuff right here. Definitely felt like this was on an edge for Dragon Lee, of course. I mean, he's the kind of new star trying to get that rub, And Cedric, I mean, he's the veteran here trying to give that little, I don't know. I just felt like these two were like so in sync with each other that this kind of helped Dragon Lee in a way. And the way that Cedric was kind of just going with this match, I mean, it was definitely good, but I mean, something that I wasn't too much into. Like I said, it's kind of hard just to follow like the new stars just because I don't know like any of them. Well, I wouldn't say new stars, but I wouldn't know their movesets and stuff like that being all fresh to me. But other than that, man, I felt like this was definitely a good boost for Dragon Lee. Of course, he does get the win here on Cedric with the inverted DDT. And yeah, it was just pretty insane, actually. both men, I mean, after the match is done, they stand up, they shake each other's hand, showing some mutual respect. And Cedric, he throws his hand up, holding Dragon Lee's, declaring that he got the win and everything like that, trying to get a round of applause from the crowd, I guess you could say. But other than that, man, I mean, like I said, okay match for me. Wasn't too into it, but this is definitely a good way to bring Dragon Lee to my attention. Definitely got my eyes on him now. I mean, definitely his whole gimmick and everything kind of give me the Rey Mysterio vibes, of course. Like the little masked man with the high flyer type thing. But other than that, I mean, we are going to roll into this next part. We do get Bianca Belair returning after a 2-month injury, I guess you could say. And, she's definitely out here trying to make a statement. She's back for vengeance, vengeance, vengeance. That's basically what she kind of repeated in a way. And you can definitely tell that she's serious about this, the way that she's carrying herself, the way she's delivering this promo, her facial expressions and everything. And she definitely has it out for Io Sky and Bayley, I guess you could say, because they were the ones that kind of made this whole situation come about. So she does end up mentioning that she did talk to Nick, and of course she did get a match set up for Crown Jewel between her and Io Sky for the Women's WWE Championship. And of course did end up pulling up another string, I guess you could say, another match between her and Bayley for next week's SmackDown. And yeah, definitely trying to take her steps to get her revenge, I guess you could say, her vengeance that she's looking forward to. But other than that, man, the way that she delivered this, the seriousness, the face, I guess you could say, just everything about it. I mean, definitely some A1 stuff right there for me. Definitely got me into this whole little storyline that they got going on, especially like given the fact that she's trying to bounce back from the injury, the loss to Io Sky for the belt. So, I mean, yeah, definitely some motive to kind of get back in the ring and do what she got to do. But like I said, man, this was some good stuff for me. Definitely interested in what they got going on. And yeah, we're just ready to see what kind of turns out about this next week at Crown Jewel. Other than that, man, we are going to follow up into this main event. We have been, or I was looking forward to it the whole night. Jimmy Uso versus LA Knight. Of course, the build up to this, the whole situation that they had at the beginning of the show definitely, got me in tune with it. I say it is a good way for LA Knight to start getting his momentum rolling, Bloodline kind of get their little plan to start kind of take action, given the fact that they're always trying to beat up on somebody, take them to the bare minimum of fighting, come next week and everything. So, yeah, it's definitely looking forward to this. But, yeah, it does get started off pretty nice. Jimmy Uso, of course, he comes out, and LA Knight, of course, follows, definitely get some good pop for him, like I was saying. And, man, this is just some good stuff, the way that Jimmy's kind of just, like, carrying himself in the ring, being a little bit more vocal, talking to refs, And I definitely did take a little funny part out of this whenever Jimmy was like in an armbar by LA Knight and he was talking to Charles saying that he's cheating, ref, he's cheating. Oh man, that was definitely some good stuff right there. Definitely had me laughing, like I was saying. But this whole personality that he's starting to throw off, I mean, definitely some good stuff. I do hate the whole situation that him and Jay are in, being broken up and everything. But man, of course, we got to kind of roll with it, see what kind of turns about. But yeah, like I was saying, the way that he's carrying himself, definitely A+ in my book. But yeah, for the match, I mean, they definitely put on a good show, a lot of back and forth. I definitely felt like Jimmy had a good momentum rolling into the end of this match. But of course, got LA Knight, Megastar, going to do his thing, got his show out. And like I said, definitely have to get that momentum kind of rolling. Hits Jimmy with the BFT. He gets the 1-2-3 for the win. But then here comes Roman. He tries to attack LA Knight from behind. Misses. Ends up taking a BFT himself. And LA Knight, man, definitely got the upper hand at this point. And like I said, he's just doing his thing, trying to stay in that spotlight, do what he has to do to get himself to turn over, to be that superstar that he wants to be. So, yeah, definitely a good way to end the show right here. But man, the way he's carrying himself with that confidence, it just looks good on him. Definitely in the 1 year that he's been talking about, all the accomplishments that he's kind of gotten. the crowd being behind him and everything. So, yeah, definitely some good stuff that he got going on. But other than that, I am going to go ahead and wrap it up like this. Of course, give a shout out to, of course, Mike, safe travels and everything like that, coming on back home. But Discord members, of course, DJ Kuzmo, Grim Reefer, Kobe Cheese, all y'all. I mean, definitely people that I always look forward to seeing, But other than that, yeah, definitely want to. If you're not a Discord member, let's say that, there's a lot of chat that goes on, especially Mondays, Fridays. Of course, we got the NXT and everything, but especially whenever it comes to PLEs, pay-per-views, yeah, it's always popping in there. Y'all do a good job about keeping everything updated, giving y'all's thoughts, y'all's opinions and everything like that. So yeah, that's some stuff that's beneficial whenever you become a Patreon member, I guess you could say. So if you're ever interested, new listeners, wanting to join that, of course, the Patreon is there. The Discord comes along with it and everything. So yeah, definitely something to look forward into. But other than that, I mean, of course, it is a good late night for Friday, so I'm definitely going to wrap it up. But other than that, I hope y'all have a good weekend. I hope y'all enjoy the rest of y'all's night, I guess you gotta say. And of course, y'all will be recording or listening to this tomorrow. So I hope y'all do have a good Saturday and everything. And I'm out.
Thanks for listening to the WWE Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe on your favorite podcast app so you don't miss a show, or head to WWEpodcast.com. And for all of these shows ad-free, head over to patreon.com/WWE Podcast. Until then, we'll see you next time.